All right, welcome back. Now, let me again reintroduce the brilliant minds who are joining me here on the beam for this conversation on what we're talking about, the Commonwealth and the AI Academy, which is transforming a lot of young people's lives across the world, especially within the nations in the Commonwealth. I have with me Mr. Oswald Wood, who's the advisor on digital innovation and a key driver of transformative tech initiatives across the member states. And he's representing Nigeria. We have Miss Ure, who is here from the Science and Tech Ministry. You're all welcome to the beam.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, there's so much to speak about. Let's begin with you, Mr. Wood. Quickly, take us through. We have it that the Commonwealth AI is a bold initiative that is promising to bridge the digital readiness gap across member states. So can you walk us through the vision and the specific goals that it hopes to achieve?
Well, thank you for having me. I would say, number one, it's an honor for me to be a part of this discussion. And really, the vision is really to attempt to bridge that proverbial digital divide. How do we get this done, you ask? It's really down to a set of collaborative initiatives taken with the private, public sector, alongside, of course, member states. And what we're seeking today here is to target, I would say, impactful targeting of specific initiatives where we can seek to leverage what is already in country or in situ and add a transformative effect of tech behind there. As a result of this vision, we've created what is called a Commonwealth Artificial Intelligence Consortium, and it represents 4 working arcs, namely policy management, capacity building, data infrastructure, and research. And this really answers the question of how we attempted to bridge our digital divide. It's really about the capacity building at the grassroots level, targeting those who are marginalized or oftentimes left behind, and trying to uplift them by way of, as I mentioned, sustainable initiatives. Thank you.
All right, that's a good way to set the tone. Quickly, let's get deeper into it. There's this question about inclusivity, when it comes to artificial intelligence, and the question is, how are you addressing the challenges like access to technology in rural areas, the inclusion of women, and other marginalized population across the member states?
Well, this has oftentimes been those who are most left behind, not only in member states, but in LDCs, as we call them, or even within developed countries, people or societies or communities that are left behind. And we oftentimes find that women and girls are inordinately damaged or affected far more than any other demographic. The answers to the question of why this is so quite far-reaching. What we're trying to do, however, is to target these people directly through education and opportunity given. We've had some really interesting success across the continent of Africa and throughout the entire Commonwealth by taking this approach. And to do this, what we're really seeking to do is really to empower those people. So oftentimes in the developmental model, we find that we go into member states or within countries, but we don't really empower people to take it forward on their own. And this is what the Artificial Intelligence Consortium is attempting to get done. Our initiatives in capacity building are targeted in that way. It's about that proverbial give a man a fish, feed him further, you teach a man to fish, we feed him for life. And what we're trying to do is teach people the ways to fish in this new digital world.
All right, thank you very much. Over to you, Ms. Uri. Nigeria's collaboration with the Commonwealth Academy represents a significant milestone. What does this partnership mean, for our educational sector and our broader innovation agenda? Seeing that Nigeria plays a pivotal role when it comes to digital transformation across Africa.
Yes, absolutely. I think, when it comes to AI education, the mission is clear. Is to foster inclusive growth through equipping teachers with the knowledge and tools they need to monitor and mentor the next generation of AI experts. So this initiative, aligns very closely with the ministry's vision of building a resilient educational framework that prepares Nigeria's youth for leadership roles in an AI-driven global economy. And I just also want to, on behalf of the Honorable Minister, just give gratitude and thanks to the Commonwealth and Intel for this amazing supportive partnership.
All right, that's cool. But you see, attaining equity, that's equitable access to AI education across Nigeria is a very tall order. And then the question becomes, how is the ministry working, to bridge that digital divide in order to successfully execute this crucial task? And also, what role is the ministry playing in maybe shaping policies with regards to AI, and education in Nigeria?
Bridging the digital divide is a top priority for the ministry, and we're tackling this challenge through a multi-pronged approach. First, we're investing in AI applied infrastructure for research and development. Second, we are leveraging partnerships to expand access. So through partnerships like this with Intel and Commonwealth, and with this initiative like the AI Academy training will be made available online to reach even the most remote areas. So Nigeria's internet penetration currently has grown to over 48%, and we aim to leverage this by providing free access to AI training and to make sure it's on a user-friendly platform. I think the key word here is free. I think when it comes to bridging the digital divide, you want to make it equitable. And that means making sure that it's accessible, and that ensures that it's being spread across to not only the urban, but also to the rural areas as well. And lastly, we're focusing on monitoring and evaluation to ensure that these initiatives are effective. And by collecting real-time data on participation rates, skill acquisition, and employment outcomes, we can continuously refine our strategies to ensure that no one is left behind in the AI revolution.
All right.
And in regards to the policies, under the National Science, Technology, and Innovation Policy of 2022, the ministry coordinates efforts across government agencies to promote scientific research and technological advancements. So the Honorable Minister recognizes that robust policies are essential to harness the full potential of AI. And with this, we are able to create an inclusive framework that ensures AI is developed and deployed ethically, equitably, and inclusively. We're also collaborating with a number of different stakeholders, including industry leaders and international organizations like the UN, to ensure that these policies are inclusive and forward-thinking. So this multi-stakeholder approach ensures that our policies are not only robust, but are adaptable to the rapid evolution of AI technologies.
All right, thank you very much. Coming back to you, Mr. Osmal, the question would be right now, how is the Commonwealth assisting member nations to tackle AI adoption barriers, that currently exist, including infrastructural gap and limited resources?
I love this question because when we think about that digital divide, I think this is the best way to explain it. It's really down to the infrastructure and really capacity gaps that exist. And the first and easiest answer, the best answer, I think, is that we must acknowledge that no one person or actor can solve this problem. Our role in the Commonwealth has always been about providing opportunity and access in an equitable manner. Now, when you think about the wealth of opportunities available now, there is no real difference between what is available to a student in Abuja or student in Kingston, Jamaica, or up here in the Pacific versus what is available to those in London, New York, or any of the major cities in the world. When we think about, so what's the question really in terms of why is there a difference? It's down to the tooling and the way to put this knowledge to use. And this is what we're trying to address in terms of this gap in capacity. In terms of infrastructure, well, this is why we have the consortium also leading on data infrastructure. We can't speak about telemedicine or artificial intelligence or big data unless we can think of basic telecommunications and connectivity. Another key part of, therefore, what we're doing in the consortium is to work with world-leading partners to see if we can bring the best in class in not only knowledge, resources to member states, but also capacity in terms of infrastructural tools. We can speak about, for example, providing wireless telecommunications to remote island nations, providing resilience in disaster situations, but also one of the day, every day, in living and in getting by in things, how do we provide access and support? This is now to speak into, for example, the mobile penetration in Nigeria and seeing how we can address that, not only to have full penetration, but to ensure that we have impactful penetration. So it's really about a multi-pronged approach in terms of matching horses to horses and ensuring that people get what they need when they need it. Thanks.
Yeah, it's important that each person's we get to ensure that everybody is included and everybody gets the infrastructure that is necessary to access AI, and that's where the main job will be. And then let me come back then to Nigeria, Ms. Uri. I think you might want to speak a little more to that, bridging that infrastructural gap. I think you might want to speak more to how we're going into those the nooks and crannies to make sure that everybody is really getting along and getting on board this the future which is already here with us.
Absolutely. I mean, our ministry is the bedrock of collaboration. The role of the ministry is to create a perfect environment, for seamless integration of ideas and policies across government agencies. So we're currently working with a number of different ministries. One in particular, regarding education, is obviously with the Ministry of Education. We have an initiative with UNESCO, which is the Open Science Initiative, which promotes equitable access to scientific knowledge and reduces the digital divide. Additionally, while the Ministry of Education focuses on building AI literacy through curriculum updates, the ministry provides advanced AI infrastructure to support a number of key sectors, including energy systems, biotechnology, agriculture, space technology. So this dual approach ensures that both basic and applied AI are embedded in the national education framework, creating a robust ecosystem for AI-driven learning. So we want to make sure that when it comes to AI training, AI policy, it reaches a number of key sectors which are important in Nigeria's socioeconomic development.